Now, if you'll only attend, Kitty, I'll tell you all my ideas about Looking Glass. It's the same as our genre, only the things go the other way. Let's pretend the mirror has gotten soft like gauze so we can get through it. It'll be easy enough to get through this way. Oh, what fun it'll be!
When you were a child, did you ever make up your own world with your imagination? What if you had the chance to go into that world? In Alice in Wonderland, Through the Looking Glass by Lewis Carroll, Alice has this opportunity.
Will it be everything she dreamed of, or will it be what she least expected? It's all in a language I don't know. Why, it's a looking glass book, of course, and if it holds up to the glass, the words will go the right way again. 'Twas brillig and the slithy toves, did gyre and gimble in the wave, all mimsy were the borogoves, and the mome rassow grape.
Oh dear, I shall be too late!
Who in the world am I? Oh no, there's not more than 3 inches left of me. Perhaps going to the garden for some fresh air would clear my head.
Who are you?
I hardly know, sir. Just a present. At least I know I was when I got up this morning, but I must have changed several times since then.
Explain yourself.
I can't explain myself because I'm not myself, you see.
I don't see.
I'm afraid I can't put it any more clearly, for I can't understand myself to begin with, and being so many different sizes in one day is very confusing.
It isn't.
Perhaps you haven't found it so yet, but when you have to turn into a chrysalis, you will someday, you know, and then into a butterfly, I should think you feel a little odd, won't you?
Not a bit.
Well, perhaps your feelings may be different. All I know is it would feel really odd to me.
You? Who are you?
You ought to tell me who you are first.
Why? Come back. I've something important to say. Keep your temper.
Is that all?
No. So you think you're changed, do you?
I'm afraid I am, sir. I don't remember things as I used to, and I'm not the same size as I was. 3 inches is such a wretched height to be.
It is a very good height indeed.
But I'm not used to it.
You'll grow used to it in time. One side will make you grow taller, and the other side will make you grow shorter.
One side of what? The other side of what?
Of the mushroom.
Now, which is which? I suppose they've each got Tweedle around at the back of the collar.
If you think we're waxworks, you ought to pay, you know. Waxworks aren't made to be looked at for nothing, no-how.
Contrary-wise, if you think we're alive, you ought to speak. I'm sure I'm very sorry.
I know what you're thinking, but it isn't so, no-how.
Contrary-wise, if it was so, it might be. And if it were so, it would be. But as it isn't, it ain't. That's logic. You like poetry?
What shall we repeat to her?
The walrus and the carpenter. That's the longest.
The sun was shining on the sea.
Shining with all his might.
He did his very best to make
The pillow smooth and bright.
And this is odd,
Because it was
the middle of the night.
The walrus and the carpenter were walking close at hand. They wept like anything to see such quantities of sand.
If only this were cleared away,
They said it would be grand.
Oh, horses, come and walk with us, the walrus did beseech. A pleasant walk, a pleasant talk along the briny beach.
We cannot do with more than 4 to give a hand to each. The elves Ormter looked at him, but never a word he said. The elves Ormter winked his eye and shook his heavy head, meaning to say he did not choose to leave the oyster bed.
But 4 young oysters hurried up, all eager for a treat. Their faces washed, their coats were brushed, their shoes were clean and neat. And this was odd because, you know, they hadn't any feet.
The walrus and the carpenter walked a mile or so, and all the little oysters stood waiting in a row. The time has come, the walrus said, to talk of many things, of shoes and ships and sailing wax, of cabbages and kings.
And why the sea is boiling hot and whether pigs and wings.
A loaf of bread, the walrus said, is what we chiefly need.
Now, oysters, if you're ready, dear, we can begin to feed. But not enough, the oysters cried, turning a little blue. After such kindness, that would be a dismal thing to do.
With sobs and tears he sorted out, those of the largest size, holding his pocket handkerchief before his streaming eyes.
Oh, oysters, you've had a pleasant run. Shall we be trotting home again? But answer came there none.
But answer came there none.
And this was scarcely odd, because they'd eaten every one.
They're both very unpleasant characters. At any rate, I should be getting out of this wood. Do you think it's going to rain? It may if it chooses. We have no objection. Contrary-wise?
No how.
Contrary-wise?
No how.
Selfish things. Cheshire, will you please tell me which way I ought to walk from here?
That depends a good deal on where you want to get to.
I don't care where, perhaps.
Then it doesn't matter which way you walk.
So long as I get somewhere.
You're sure to do that if you only walk long enough.
What sort of people live about
To the
here?
right, lives a hatter. To the left, a marcher. Visit either if you'd like. They're both bad. No room! No room!
Why, there's plenty of room.
It wasn't very civil of you to sit down without being invited.
I didn't know it was your table. It's laid for greatly many more than two.
Your hair wants cutting.
You should learn not to make personal remarks. It's rude.
Why is a raven like a writing desk?
Oh, we shall have some fun now. I'm glad you began asking riddles. I believe I can guess that.
Do you mean you think you can find the answer to it?
Exactly so.
Then why didn't you say what you mean?
I do. At least, I mean what I say. It's the same thing, you know.
Not the same a bit. Why, I might just as well say I see what I eat is the same as I eat what I see. You might just as well say I breathe when I sleep is the same as I sleep when I breathe. It is the same with you. Have you guessed the answer to my riddle yet?
No, I give up. What's the answer?
I haven't the slightest idea.
I should think you do something better with time than wasting it asking riddles that have no answers.
If you knew time as well as I do, you'd ask without wasting it. It's him.
I don't know what you mean.
I dare say. You've never even spoken to time.
Perhaps not, but I know I have to beat time when I learn music.
On that account, sir, he won't stand for beatings. If you only kept on good terms with him, he'd do almost anything you'd like with the clocks. For instance, say it's 9 o'clock. Just sounds their lessons. You only have to whisper it into time, and around goes the clock in a twinkling. 1:30, time for dinner.
That'd be grand, certainly, but I shouldn't be hungry for it, you know?
But you can keep it to 1:30 as long as you'd like.
Is that the way you manage?
Not I. We quarreled last March. It was the concert given by the Queen of Hearts, and I had to sing, "Twinkle, twinkle, little bat, how I wonder what you're at." You know the song, perhaps?
I've heard something like it.
It goes on in the way. Up above the world you fly, like a tea tray in the sky. Twinkle, 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 twinkle. I'd hardly finished the first verse when the Queen bawled out, "He's murdering time off with his head."
How dreadfully savage!
And since then, he won't do a thing I ask. It's always 6 o'clock now. Suppose we change the subject. I'm getting tired of this. I vote the young lady tells us a story.
I'm afraid I don't know one.
Then the dormouse shall. Wake up, dormouse! I wasn't sleeping. I heard every word you fellows were saying.
Dormouse, will you please tell us a story?
Once upon a time, there were 3 little sisters, and their names were Elsie, Lacey, and Tilly, and they lived in the bottom of a well. It was a well full of honey, filled to the brim with sentimentality.
But there's no such thing as...
If you can't be civil, you'd better finish the story yourself.
I'm sorry. I won't interrupt again. I dare say there may be one.
One indeed. So, these little sisters, they were learning to draw, and they drew all manners of things. Everything that begins with an M.
Why an M?
Why not? So, that begins with an M, such as mousetraps and memory and the moon and muchness. You say things are of muchness. Have you ever seen such a thing as a drawing of a muchness?
Really? I don't think I've ever seen a drawing of a...
Then you really shouldn't talk at all. Alice, wake up. Thank you.